Passes forward to Jensen, who's been busy for Brentford. Now Henderson, similarly. Coyote again. Ouattara's making runs ahead of those two, but couldn't find a space to work with. Collins to Coyote on the right. Gets away from Goodmanson, and Goodmanson's just caught him as Coyote was working his way in field. Free kick for Brentford. Brentford 0, Leeds 0.
He's an interesting player, Coyote, isn't he? I mean, he's very, very comfortable on the ball. I mean, even if he's having an average game, you'll keep him on for a long throw, won't you? It's one of those joys of having that skill, if we can call it that.
Nicely worked by Brentford this. That was Vandenberg up to Thiago, chested down into the midfield, wide to Lewis Potter. Leeds, though, have forced Brentford back into their own half. 5 minutes left in the first half. Coyote's just got to scamper back quickly to keep that ball in play on Brentford's right. Stretches out a right leg and passes back to Collins. Quickly back to his goalkeeper, Kelleher, who clears that first time. Thiago leaps with Biol. I think both of them got a touch on that. Lewis Potter is there, just stoops to head the ball back to Hickey. Hickey running back into his own half to Vandenberg, and Vandenberg's got time here, the young Dutch defender, to pass across to Nathan Collins. And Kelleher's involved again, the Brentford goalkeeper, standing in front of that west stand away to our left. Vandenberg just outside his own penalty area. Cross to Kelleher. Tanaka comes charging in, so Kelleher hurried into the clearance away, up towards Ouattara, heads the ball infield. Strauch is there for Leeds. That is a poor pass given away to Hickey, who's immediately fired it forward to Henderson, who's flicked it here into the path of Lewis Potter. Perry saves, both hands, hard swerving shot, pretty close to the keeper, and he's batted it away. Coyote gets Brentford on the attack again, infield to Jensen, wide it goes to Ouattara. Ouattara here up against Goodmanson, lays it off to Henderson, first time cross into that far post, beyond the Brentford attackers. Rodon heads it away, nodded down here by Janelt. Thiago lays it off, there's Hickey, digs his right foot under the ball, chips one out to the right to Ouattara. Little flick pass here to Jensen, down by the byline on the right. Ouattara is still there in support, dummies across with his left foot, little step over, heading for the byline again. Who's got the last touch there? Tries to get it past Goodmanson. Assistant referee says the Leeds defender has done his job. Goal kick Leeds. Brentford 0, Leeds 0.
Well, that's two very good attacks. That's much better for Brentford. Obviously the one that could have ended up in a penalty kick, which didn't. But this one was a real chance. Well onside when the ball's played through to him. Yeah, he's at an angle, a difficult angle. You've got to get that on target. But in the old phrase of the football commentators, etc., it's a nice height for the goalkeeper, isn't it? Right at his waist height, doesn't really have to do too much.
That could be one for the great glossary, Pat.
That's why I say them. That's why I throw them in there for you.
Yeah. That comes out every Friday on the BBC Sounds app. Football commentators in conversation. We build our great glossary of football commentary. Nice height for the goalkeeper. I don't think we've had that one yet, so that may well be up for discussion. If you have any you want to suggest, then email them in tcv@bbc.co.uk.
You'd think I'd have done that deliberately there.
Yeah, possibly, Pat, yeah. Kelleher across to Coyote. Coyote's inside his own half. He's surrounded by blue shirts, but he's not going to be hurried there. Passes back to Collins in the right back position. His ball forward, easily intercepted by Strauch. Ampadu gets onto it for Leeds, slides it down the inside left channel for Calvert-Lewin. Left-footed cross, Tanaka heads it back across goal and hooked over the bar by Okafor. Now that was a difficult chance that. The ball was dropping and he tried to knock it in on the right foot volley, couldn't get it on target.
Bit of a shame for Okafor. I think he's had a very good first half in the chances that he's had. Great ball in by Calvert-Lewin, knocked back by Tanaka. Does exactly the right thing there. But it's got to be really special, it's got to be world class, it's got to be McTominay, but he can't quite get there. And it's over the top.
St Mirren 3, Celtic 1. What a story. Scottish League Cup final. I think I was hearing on the radio on the way in. Last cup win for St Mirren back in 2013, I think, in that competition.
What is so unusual is for teams out with Celtic and Rangers to go to Hampden Park in the final and actually beat either Celtic and Rangers. These wins are as rare as hen's teeth. That is a magnificent score for St Mirren if he can hang on for it.
Yeah, massive story. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage will want your reaction on 6:06 tonight, as they will to all the Premier League football. Sunderland beating Newcastle 1-0 with the Voltemada own goal. More reaction on the way at half-time. We've got a minute plus added time left here in the first half at Brentford. Still Brentford 0, Leeds 0. And Collins taking no risk there, under pressure from Okafor, just lobs the ball out of play with his right foot, and that is going to be a throw-in for Leeds. Now, they've not got a Coyote in their team.
Yeah, but they'll have a long throw. Everyone has these days.
Does.
Long-ish throw. And you can see the way the teams are lining up there, the Leeds are lining up. They're suggesting that a long throw is going to come in, unless it's a fake. But, no, is it... try to see who
Ampadu.
it is. It's Ethan Ampadu.
3 minutes of added time, signified on the digital board with the bright red number, held up in the air by Tony Harrington beneath us. Ampadu, leans on the low wall of the south stand here, slings that into the penalty area. Not bad, headed away by Thiago. Comes back to Ampadu, 10 yards in from the left-hand touchline. In-swinging right-footed cross. Coyote leaps, flicks a header away. Ouattara gets to it before Tanaka, facing his own goal, spins, plays a pass to Hickey, sets off on a run down the left. Ouattara looking for the return ball, doesn't get it, but he'll stay wide left, and Brentford actually will work it well out to the right-hand side, just beneath us. Matthias Jensen to Henderson, just short of the halfway line, passes it beyond Calvert-Lewin to Vandenberg, across here to Hickey. Come on Brentford, rings round the stadium right at the end of this first half. 2 minutes of added time remaining. Henderson, Calvert-Lewin in front of him, passes back and to his right to Vandenberg, across the halfway line to Collins. Jensen drifts into space, right-footed pass from him, has Vandenberg rumbling forward from his centre-back position. Wide again to Hickey on the left. Patient stuff from Brentford. Jensen again tries to open it up on the right. Collins is the one to run onto it this time. Finds Henderson 30 yards out. Quick low pass to the right to Coyote. Dummies the cross with the right foot. Henderson is there for the short pass. Corner of the Leeds penalty area, but Leeds just following the ball here, shutting it down, and Brentford can't find the incisive pass to try and break them down.
You know, when they get themselves into a shape, Leeds look really good. Really hard to get through. Almost like watching Wolves last night against Arsenal. You know, get himself into a really good shape, hard to break down, not many spaces. Saying to you, go and throw one in the box. We can deal with that. We don't mind that at all. So you can see the game plan there, and it really is. It's not overcomplicated what Daniel Park's done there, but so far it's worked quite well for them. I think if it gets to half-time at 0-0, he'll be particularly pleased.
4 points from the last two games for Leeds. The win over Chelsea at Elland Road, the 3-3 draw against Liverpool. Here it's 0-0 against Brentford. About 30 seconds left in the first half. Still Brentford possession. This time Henderson tries to force it with the longer ball. Strout leaps in the air, volleys it away on the left foot. Henderson is busy and bustling, races to the touchline, takes the throw. Daniel Farke complains that wasn't from the right place. Henderson's cross deflects off a Leeds boot. Goodmanson is there, and it's Henderson again who's harrying and hassling and breathing down his neck, and wins a throw for Brentford in the last 10 seconds here of the first half, and that is all down to Henderson's hard work. Yeah,
he's really tight on him. Knew there was a danger there. I thought, right, if I can get anything here, just the last seconds, brilliant, almost perfect place for the long throw.
Here we go then. Coyote level with the edge of the 6-yard box. Long throw comes into the box, drops loose. Jensen tries to hit it. Too many bodies in the way. Pass goes out to the right. It's behind Coyote. Goes out for a throw. And John Brooks blows the half-time whistle. Brentford 0, Leeds 0. Perry making the save from the Lewis Potter shot. Kelleher doing similar at the near post from Okafor. Interesting tussle to watch. Perhaps physical at the start. Bit more quality coming through later on.
I think you nailed it there. Absolutely. Maybe the last 10 or 15 minutes really much more enjoyable football to watch, but sometimes you have to work really hard to earn that space to be able to play, and you begin to see the likes of Okafor getting the ball in good areas now. Tanaka having a tiny little bit more effect in the game, but also good to see the likes of Hickey, Jensen, Janelle, who are nice in the ball alongside Lewis Potter, getting a little bit more space now, and it's beginning to open up, and I hope that happens more in the second half. But you can tell Leeds United have said, you know, we need to make sure we stop Thiago, and they've done that. Boy, they have been muscular against him.
And the other thing to mention, of course, as well, was the VAR decision to rule out the penalty given to Brentford late in that first half. Ouattara adjudged to have been pushed by Goodmanson as he went for the cross at the far post, but he was in an offside position as he went to get on the end of that cross. Therefore, no penalty. Father Christmas here is busy handing out presents at half-time at the G-Tech Community Stadium. It's Brentford 0, Leeds 0. Steve?
Ali, Pat, thank you very much. Struck by something Pat said in commentary there. Scottish League Cup final, once in the last 35 years, has a non-Old Firm side beaten an Old Firm side in the final. That is what St Mirren are looking at as we head into stoppage time at Hampden. Kenny?
Yeah, the fourth official has just held up 6 minutes of added time. We're currently in the 91st minute, so a bit more for them to hang on, but they currently lead St Mirren. It's St Mirren 3, Celtic 1, and the amazing thing is, Steve, is that they're still trying to score. St Mirren, 18-year-old sub Evan Mooney just had a shot which tested Kasper Schmeichel a little minute ago, but goals from Marcus Fraser and a brace from Jonah Jung